Yes!
Dude, burning.
What's up, everyone? We did fire. We have the Curly Kid. Would you like to introduce yourself, Curly Boy?
Absolutely, after I'm done chewing this vegan pizza. My name is Eric Alexander. I am a 25-year-old architect wannabe. Still working to get my license, so I can't call myself an architect yet. But that's okay. Yeah, other than that, I just do graphic designing and art and a little bit of ukulele doodling on the side. Yeah, and live here in Austin, so I don't know. Those are most of my attributes, I guess.
That's the homie.
Yeah, there you go.
He does all kinds of neat stuff. He's also got some spooky stories.
I do have spooky stories.
So Halloween is in that's this weekend, right?
Yeah, it's Saturday actually.
Right on. So today is Wednesday when we're recording this, so this might be up by Thursday, but Halloween's coming up.
Nice.
And we thought it would be appropriate to go on and give you some of our spooky tales. I've got a couple and he's got a couple, and we're gonna combine and make a few. That's what's going on.
I think that math checks out. Yeah. Right on.
So if you'd like, you can go first.
Sure thing. Yeah. Let's see. So probably one of my go-to spooky stories, and the reason why I think that ghosts are totally a thing. So I was a kid. I was probably about I want to say 13, 14 years old, maybe 12, but somewhere in that range. Anyways, my mom told me about this one island called Angel Island, which happened to be like next to Galveston. Like you could take a ferry to get there from Galveston.
Oh, yeah, my ex and I used to go there all the time.
Nice. Well, supposedly there's a penitentiary on the island that might have had a few people die there from...
I thought it was a prison. No, the prison's on the other side. I know what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah. So might have had a few people die there from a tsunami that came through. They might have turned it into an amusement park afterwards. My mom literally had a shirt from there that said like, I survived penitentiary of Angel Island. Like it was a whole thing.
That's
so I'm
so
like,
disrespectful to the dead.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, so there was definitely some off vibe energy when we came to visit this place, and I was like, this is I don't know how I feel about being here right now. And of course my family and my cousins who were with us, there was probably like, I don't know, 8 or 9 of us.
Was this
all
while
together.
it was an amusement park?
This was after the amusement park had shut down. They had gated everything up and said, don't come.
So you
near
guys are
here
trespassing?
anymore. So we're basically trespassing.
Take the kids, we're gonna go trespassing.
It's a fun Sunday afternoon, you know, just why not? Yeah, so we're just like, okay, yeah, sure, whatever. You know, I'm trying not to be a little whiny kid, but at the same time, I'm scared shitless. So my family is like, okay, well, we're gonna get all of the little kids to take a picture on the staircase. That's like part of the outdoor little like courtyard, or not really courtyard, but it's like this outdoor like threshold kind of corridor thing. Top of the staircase, there's a gated like door to the rooftop of the building. So nothing. Then I was the oldest cousin. I was told to go stand at the top.
Was it just like, so this is like the top of the building?
This is, yeah, the top of the building. I didn't go up all the way to the top, but I was asked by my family to stand at the top. So I was the oldest kid, so I was just like, okay, whatever, fine. And I'm standing up at the top over here. Vividly, I remember in my right ear, I hear after she takes the picture, whoa. And I was like,
did you get chills?
No, I was done. I bolted. I was like, no, this is unacceptable. I am not okay with this. And literally rushed down the stairs and tried to get my ass back into our van as fucking fast as possible.
What about everyone else? They just stayed there?
How I knew it was real is when I saw the rest of my family running after me. Like, I was like, they either heard something too, or realized that some weird spooky thing was going on, and I wasn't just reacting because I was just being stupid or something. Like,
did they talk about it? Like, did you hear
a little bit, but they also kind of made fun of me because of it too. So it was just like, oh my gosh. I think they know that something had to be there, you know.
We're not thinking about it.
Yeah, no.
It's doing it on its own.
And then like, oh no.
Terrifying. Did you feel like wind, or did it get cold or anything? Was it just...
After I heard it, it was the chill. It was like the chill, like my heart sank. I knew something like awful was going to, like it was gonna push me off the side rail of the stair. Like something really bad was gonna happen if I did it fight or flight right then and there. And I'm not a fighter. So I'm flying. So yeah, so that was my terrifying teenager years. It wasn't like there wasn't any other rationalization for the sound that I heard, because it couldn't have been wind gushing. I've heard wind before, and I've heard wind make weird sounds, but this was a very specific, like someone breathing like their last breath into your ear.
What if that's what they were trying to mimic with you? Like, this is my last breath. This is the breath I took right before I died here.
Oh, I've speculated day and night about like what message could like possibly be being sent like through the spectral atmosphere. I mean, I know, right? But it's so true though, because it's like, well, look at all this energy that was just like sacrificed basically, because yeah, you know, like because of oversight, these people had passed, and like they've literally made a mockery of their afterlife. And so it's just, I don't know, I can imagine so much like torment and neglect, but at the same time it's like, but yet you're trying to communicate that, and I feel like as much as it's a scary thing, it's something that we have to be open to at the same time, you know?
Their communications with us?
To their yeah, because it's like...
Yeah, especially with a lot of times, based on what I hear, ghosts will bind to one spot because they want their story to be heard, or they just want people to know what happened to them, or usually there's also like something like physically there that keeps them there. But for that occasion, I feel like these people just want to be heard, and they want to be known that probably shouldn't build an amusement park over no.
Yeah.
It's just disrespectful.
Just a bit. And I felt that same kind of message almost to an extent with like literally just us taking a picture like on the staircase. That was the moment, of course, when like heard this crazy thing come out of nowhere. There was some kind of pinnacleness to us doing whatever we were doing, trespassing and or making our quote-unquote amusement of the space too, where I was just like, huh, is that something that I should be doing? As like, should I be a little bit more conscious about where I take pictures? Or if yeah, you know, when it comes to, of course, honoring or respecting the dead, we shouldn't use those kinds of spaces.
Did y'all look at the picture?
I don't know. I need to ask my mom if she has the picture, because I was I was so like already antsy from like walking around and like checking the place out, because that's what we did first.
Did it just feel like heavy on you, or did you just feel like, did you feel small? Do you remember how you felt walking into the area? I think I felt small. I felt that like that sense of dread of reliving like these people's possible misery of dealing with like drowning to death, but on top of that being left alone to drown to death. Like that's kind of the other, like you literally have the screams of your inmates like to comfort you, and so there was no level of comfort for my 13-year-old, you know, just wandering a little booty, like lucky go happy.
Oh yes, it's so much fun. Yeah, no, that and my family wasn't being of any help. They were just like, oh, you're just a little scaredy cat, blah 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 blah. Like they know what's up. They understand that those kinds of things exist, but at the same time they're not very respectful of it, which is
I'm bored.
I'm literally bored. Yeah, no, exactly. I feel like my version of the afterlife hopefully won't involve me worrying about what people are saying about me after. It's this weird imbalance of, okay, I want to hear you out, whatever is going on, so, you know, we can find some resolution or peace, and you can...
Oh, with, like,
yeah,
us and the afterlife?
With us, and yeah. The afterlife that remains here, or at least that energy that remains here.
Well, some of them I feel like are here out of rage and, like, out of spite.
Which is, yeah.
I don't know about communicating with those.
And that's the other hard conundrum, is like letting go of the ones that are that and just that, and there's not a way around the just that. And like,
I think it's a matter of figuring out who is there for that, but also like that can be a pretty thin ice kind of like figuring that out, because that they can do some pretty terrifying things to you if they are ones that are here out of spite and rage and just
so trying to avoid that at the same time. Staring at my plate or at the fire, I can't tell.
Whenever you're ready.
Ah, it's so freaking lit.
So cozy. It's tiny, but it's cozy. It looks more powerful.
It does look more powerful on the camera. Yeah, the camera is definitely giving it more like, whoa.
Yeah. So
what's up?
I have one story.
Oh.
I have two stories.
Yes.
The laptop just turned on its own. I had actually recorded this story about a long time ago. I haven't edited, but I never uploaded it because I didn't like the way that I went about telling the story. So for you guys, I'm not gonna upload that, obviously, but I will tell it here because it's a crazy story and I think it should be heard. Living in Lake Jackson, and I had to move to Freeport for a little bit, and anybody that's been like down South Texas, they're 10-minute drive. The two cities are super close to each other. So when I was living in Freeport, I was still going to school in Lake Jackson, and at the time there was a girl who I used to hang out with. Her name was Sarah, and Sarah called me when I was living in Freeport, and she's like, yo, you want to hang out? And I was like, hell yeah, like, fuck yeah girl, I want to hang out. So she picks me up, and it's me, her, and she picked up our friend Hut, and we were just cruising around. Anybody that's ever lived in a small town, it's less than 25,000 people. It's really small, and Freeport's got even less people. So the only thing you can really do in small towns are just like cruise around with your friends or like street walk, and that's what we did. So Blaha picks us up and she's like, you guys want to go somewhere? Like, y'all want to do something scary? And I was like, fuck yeah. Like I had a crush on her at the time, so I was like, fuck yeah, like girl, let's go. So she takes us to this spot behind a Dollar General, and it has this area, like this thin walkway behind it where like it's like a gate, and then there's a complex here, and then you get to this wooded area. Ooh. And the wooded area, the way that it's shaped is pretty interesting. So as soon as we're like walking down behind that gate, behind the complex, we get to the wooded area, and it's like forest, like trees are in a straight line, and then it curves in, and then it like goes back to straight trees. Sarah was standing in the middle, I was standing right here, and Hut was standing like on the other side of her, and we're just like we just stopped, and the air got really like if you've ever experienced anything weird and like you just stop in place to like really process that, the energy kind of shift drastically. So we did that, and we're just standing there, and we stopped for a moment, and I remember inside of the area, like behind this huge ass tree that was in the center, we hear the loudest fucking growl. This was not human. This was not an animal. This was, I don't know what this was, but it was loud. And I remember Blaha, she was like, we gotta go. She didn't even look at us. She kept staring at it. She was like, we gotta go. Ellie Hut and I look at each other. We're like, this. And Blaha turns around, and Ellie Hut, and then we start running, and we both tripped, and Blaha's like, we gotta go. So we all run, and as we're running, so the way that it's shaped there was like trees, and then it curves in, right? And we were standing in the curve in part. So as we're running like here behind the fence, footsteps fucking loud. The ground was vibrating. Like, ooh. It was loud, and it was right behind the trees where we were like running, so it was following us. Once we got to the fence, like where the complex was, it stopped. I mean, we kept booking it because we're gonna go to the car. That was not human. I don't know. She tells me, I think it was like a week or so later, that she's Wiccan, and she was doing a spell. A friend asked her to help her with a spell, and turns out the spell was not for like the kind of practice that Blaha does. It was for actually summoning a demon. Like, anybody in Lake Jackson, be careful at Hippie Hill. There's demons there, and there's a lot of evidence of some pretty dark magic that's happened in there, like in the trees. There was I actually went back there a couple times during the daytime so I can like scope out the area, and like I've seen like the evidence of stuff that's happened there. Like, we didn't know what that was all about, but it was loud. It was so loud. And I remember like the footsteps. It wasn't just like imagine if you were an ant and
yeah, like someone was walking,
not pounding. The thing, it was loud, and that growl was terrifying. Like I felt it like shake me. I was like I thought that was funny because Hut and I looked at each other. We're like this, and then we try to book it and we fall, like we trip. That's like classic like Scooby-Doo moment. But that's my story.
Jeez Louise, though.
It has no real ending. That's how it ends.
No,
that's
I mean
it.
but yeah, you managed to get away from the scary demon beast.
We have ice cream now. And it's Eric's turn.
Oh yes.
How would you feel about like making a tune while you tell the story?
Out of the story that I tell?
Yes.
I don't know, it feels so, it's a little bit, well, I could try that. Okay.
Okay.
My ukulele is right. Do you mind handing it? Oh, thank you so much. Bestowed my humble yucca baby. One night we were at the Schlitterbahn, and my family wanted to go out on the river, so they told me about La Llorona, and I was pretty freaking scared. She threw her kids in the river, and supposedly it haunted her for the rest of her life. All like grieving on the river. So now she's killing people who go on the river too. Yeah, so I guess they like wanted to go on the river at night, you know, to like find this lady or something like that. And I was like, no, why would you do that? That's really terrible actually, but that's what they decided to do. So, you know, we're just like, oh my gosh.
Just like, oh my gosh.
Walking on the river.
Walking on the river.
Walking on the river. Looking for this crazy lady who's supposed to kill us or something. And so we're like on the river, and then behind the trees I see a random light. And I'm like, oh my gosh, is this person that's about to come and kill me? And my family's not helping at all. They're like, yeah, no, definitely. Now we're about to die right now. And I'm like, yeah, something like that. And it ended up being a Schlitterbahn like employee.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it wasn't all that bad. It was pretty calming, you know, to know that the La Llorona lady wasn't there about to slaughter me at that point. But my family definitely did not help at all. So I think she still's out there because we made fun of her a little bit. But,
I think a lot of Hispanic families do that.
I think they do, don't they?
Because of their beliefs. But dude, I've had my grandparents do that too.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, see, like she's adding fuel to our fire tonight, so.
Oh, well, look at that, it even affected the camera.
Oh,
what?
Dang.
Right the heck on. Since that's big and that we can use this light. Oh, it looks really bright. It's thriving.
It took a lot of matches.
It did. It did. We've never done an indoor fire before.
Good first attempt though. Also, shout out to this vegan ice cream. What's this place called again?
Sweet Ritual.
Sweet Ritual.
Good stuff. Did you get the chocolate chip and olive oil?
No, I don't think so. I don't remember what the name of this one.
I think it had death in it.
Yes, death, chocolate death.
They had an opportunity for chocolate rain, if that was.
Chocolate what?
Some stay dry and others feel the pain. Chocolate rain.
Oh my gosh, how long is this song?
5 minutes?
How much poetry can you make with chocolate rain?
Alright, so I'm done showing you memes. So I'm gonna put like a PG-13 tag up here, you guys. I'm family friendly. I love the family and I love the kids. So what's up, guys? Welcome back.
Welcome to the after hours.
I got the girl, and there was one time she was staying the night with me, and we were in my room, and she was on top of me, and the blanket was on top of us, and we both felt the blanket like at our feet. And then I remember I was like, did you just kick your feet? She was like, I was about to ask you the same thing. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, what was that? And she was like, it's been a while since I've had something crawl into bed with me. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? And then, so I used to have a hamster, or me and my friend Megan, we mothered a baby hamster together. Stayed with me. Name was Lady Georgia Reginald II. She was Lady for short.
Mm-hmm.
She used to we used to keep her cage right by my bed. So it'd be like, my bed would be right here and her cage would be right here. And my bed was against the wall, so there was like nothing. Like, when you're in your youth, you like to put your beds against the wall, and my bed was in the wall in the corner, and the lady was like in the spot right next to me. So her cage, you had to like clip it open in order to take the lid off. And after we had that incident where our feet, like something crawled into bed with us, I don't remember hearing anything. Again, her cage is right next to my bed, and I just hear her ball hit the door, like rolling, and I hear it hit the door, and I hear her squeaking around my room. And I was like, what the hell? So I get up and I turn the light on, and lo and behold, she's a free hamster running all over the place. I actually saw her ball. It had force put on it because it was like still rolling. And then I saw her cage was like, the lid was taken off and it was put right next, it was on the floor. It was like placed on the floor, and I was like, what the hell? So I grabbed Lady, and I'm just like, you can mess with me, but don't mess with my babies. That just really upset me, you know, because my little...
Where are we even supposed to begin to like understand how to respond to some of that?
I think you just have to respect them.
What?
Do you want another spoon?
No, it's fine. Actually, I needed a smaller spoon to...
His spoon handle broke.
Yeah, no, it's fine though, you know?
The battery's dying, but we're gonna like try and get Eric's story in there.
So, when my dad had passed away, this was back in, I want to say 2004. My little brother was, gosh, he was a baby, like barely a year-ish old, already starting to like say a few things here and there. One of the weird things that started to happen was my family would get phone calls at like 11:45 at night. And it was specifically around that time. This was supposedly a time that my dad would call like my mom at night. She would answer the phone and no one was there. The weird thing was that it continued even after they like disconnected the phone service from the house. Like
the phone
would still get the phone calls. Yeah,
it would still ring.
Yeah, it would still ring. Another thing that happened, my little brother like started talking to the hallway, like to just down the hallway to nothing. Like there was no one there. You'd look down and there'd be nobody. But
was he like mumble, like baby mumble?
Like baby mumble, but like with a person, like as if there was a person there to baby mumble too. So it was enough, like those kinds of things were enough to like make my entire family move from the house to somewhere else, and then we just didn't have those same issues. But
wow.
Oh my gosh.
How long did it go on for?
It went on for, gosh, I don't know how long we stayed there after he passed, because it was maybe just a couple of months before we decided to move. That's where I was just like, well, I mean, as a kid, processing through that, I was already like, well, no reason to have emotions right now. Nah, that's too easy. Mom, like, having to deal with a lot of that. That was feeling it for her, too, at the same time. It's just like, gosh dang it. Ghosts, because of that kind of specific thing, like, that's definitely where they're just like, okay, yeah, we can see this being a thing. We can see at the end of the day, you know, like, whatever happens. So I'm just gonna enjoy the rest.
Do you believe?
I mean, I definitely think there are things that we can't see, like, and it wouldn't necessarily just be in a different realm. It could all still be existence, like, in of itself, but we can only perceive like color and a spectrum so far. You know, like there are so many other things out there that could possibly be, you know, present that we just don't even know about. Like, what even is a soul, you know?
Do you think that after we die, that's us entering like that heightened sense in that case?
It could be. I mean, we could either be there, or that in of itself could be the other realm. Like, there could be another parallel realm that could possibly influence ours in that kind of way, or a realm that exists like outside of what we call our existence that can still like interact with it. But those are the things that us as people are kind of incapable of like saying with any kind of concrete fact, because, you know, there's only so much we can perceive.
We made fire!
We somehow channeled the capabilities of our ancestors.